When you look at Africa, and that's also Africa, most of the dollar billionaires are only found in Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa. There is no mention by Forbes, which do some of these ratings, looking at the conglomerate of individuals, their business empires, and their wealth, how much they are worth. It is Forbes in Nigeria. We have Forbes in Nigeria or Africa, and then we have Forbes in America, which is where the parent company also emerges from. They do this kind of rankings and ratings. And then watch Japadia or one business, or then they rate them according to what they think they are and their worth. Now, when you look at it, you realize that when Forbes ranks African top richest people, when they rank them, you realize that most of them that find themselves among the world billionaires are from Nigeria and South Africa and Egypt, and they are very scarce among the top 20 richest people in the world. But when it comes to Africa, you realize it is only Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt. They dominate. There are Algeria, there are Swaziland, there are just few of them, just one or two mentions. But predominantly, you can find Nigerians more. So we are going to ask ourselves questions, and these are some of the things that we are probing into and want to find ourselves. What are they doing right that the rest cannot do it right? That Ghana cannot. Yet Titiani Yabo and Wusafo Hine, Escafu, Yenimipa be Okruma, Yafusu Escafo, Yafusu Wiska, Yabu Ndi Ukruma. Yes, we also don't want to do war. But when it comes to African ranking and when it comes to the top ranking, you can't find any Ghanaian. You can't find any Ivorian. You can't find any other person or other group of persons within the South African enclave. But the Egyptians and South Africans dominate in this core. We are going to discuss the top 10 richest people in Africa. And then we see where Ghana falls. We see where Cote d'Ivoire or Burkina Faso or Mali or Niger or Cameroon or Gabon or Kenya or any other country falls within that category. That is the top 10 richest people in Africa. There is no Ghanaian, there is no Ivorian, there is no somebody from Burkina Faso, there is nobody from Benin. But the richest man in Africa is a Nigerian, Dangote, Aliko Dangote. He is worth $11.9 billion according to Forbes. Dangote. I am saying that the richest people, so what are they doing right that Ghanaians cannot do? Now, when you come to the second position, I'm only going to talk about what they do. Dangote is into so many things. Number 2, the richest person in Africa, top 10, Nassef Suarez. If I don't pronounce the name right, fine. He's an Egyptian, $9.2 billion. He's an Egyptian, $9.2 billion. I am mentioning the top 10 African richest men or businessmen or women. Let me put it that way. There is not a single Ghanaian found among. Ghana ni bi anka. Dangote number 1. 2, he's an Egyptian. Number 3, not also 3, Nick Ofime, if I don't pronounce the name right, pardon me, or a South African. He is worth $8 billion. He's a South African. Then when you come to the 4th person, he is also a South African. Johan Rupert is also a South African, $7.1 billion. Then when you come to the 5th person, coming to a Nigerian again, Mike Adenuga, $6.4 billion. On the Glo Telecom, on the mention, Glo Telecom, and India. Ghana claims a Glo, right? Mike Adenuga, he is worth $6.4 billion. He is a Nigerian. Now, let's come back to the 6th person. He is called Aside Rebrab. He is also worth $4.8 billion. He's an Nigerian. Interesting, he's a Nigerian. We have 2 Nigerians emerging, 2 South Africans emerging. We have 1 Algerian, Wabi PM. Now, let's look at this. Number 7th, he's called Nathan Cash. $4.7 billion. Money baby ofi. Ofi Swaziland, a population of 1.1 million people. Ghana is 30 million population. This man comes from a country of 1.1 million people in South Africa, Swaziland. But he is emerged as one of the richest men in Africa. He is number 7th. Ghana, we have a population of 30 million. We don't take advantage. Number 8, again, interesting. He is a Nigerian. He is worth 4.9 billion. He is called Abd Samad Rabiu. Abd Samad Rabiu, number 8. He is a Nigerian. So we have top 10 richest people in Africa. We have 3 of them coming from Nigeria. We have 2 of them coming from South Africa. We have 1 Nigerian. We have 1 from Swaziland. Number 9, interestingly, we are coming back. We have second person, or the second richest man, being an Egyptian. Ne brother Nsuwaha, or not also number 9. He is called also Naguib Sawiris, or also $3.2 billion US. Ne brother is second richest person in Africa. The second richest man in Africa, 9.2 billion. Ne brother ni, or not also 9. Or also $3 billion worth. Honestly, brother. Then let's go to the 10th person. The 10th person is called Patrice Masipi. Patrice Masipi. He is from South Africa. We have 3 South Africans. We have 2 Egyptians. We have 3 Nigerians. And we have 1 Swaziland man. These are the richest people in Africa. The 10 richest people in Africa. Where is Ghana? That is the question. What are business people doing wrong that we cannot get into this club? That is the question that we have to. This is a challenge to them and to Ghanaian business people. Yenya sadede na ye na tona ye okurumu ano ton kakrebia obi nyeska or 500,000 cedi dan a year ade odwunu so kwakoto for wheel drive no dem ona Ghana food bin say oskani ye nyeska fu okurumu a